Hello everyone, Kurt Klein with Hallmark University here, going over Don Yakabuchi's Marketing Management 5th edition for Business 5332, same name, Marketing Management. And today we're on Chapter 5. Remember we started with the STP, the segmentation, targeting, and now the P, positioning. So Chapter 5 is all about positioning. We are going to focus on positioning via perceptual maps, the positioning matrix, and we're going to write a positioning statement. So, what is positioning? Positioning, who your brand or company is in the marketplace, vis-a-vis the competition and in the eyes of the customer. Who are you, right? It has physical and perceptual elements. STP equals segmenting, targeting, and positioning. So, describe the positioning for the following. Stanford. Right? Describe the positioning for the following. Stanford. So I actually, the very first time I looked up Stanford, had to look up where they were located. I was thinking East Coast and they are West Coast. Right? So now when we think about Stanford, what I thought was, wow, that's kind of elite. Might be out of my price range because I would be an out-of-state student. Positioning, right? Your local community college. Think about, describe the positioning for the following. Your local community college, a local technical school, although more and more of the technical schools that aren't playing fair are being gobbled up and disbanded, versus a state university, right? University of North Texas. I went to Texas Tech. That was a state university. I went to UNT. What are their positioning statements, right? How does a firm obtain its position? I would say that Texas Tech is positioned out in, physically, geographically speaking, West Texas. You are 3 hours in every direction from anything. So how do you position those folks? One of the things that they position themselves as is they are the largest continuous campus in the United States, beaten only by the U.S. Air Force Academy. And they argue that if they had runways, Texas Tech, if they had runways, they'd be as big as the Air Force Academy. Otherwise, the Air Force Academy, because they get to include their runways, is bigger. But I think if you take the buildings and everything else on the campus, it's a tough call if you eliminate the runways, right? So they do some fun things about their positioning. Also, they talk about how some of their sculptures, like there's a horse, Roy Rogers' horse or somebody's horse, the engineering students position it so the rear end of that horse actually faces A&M, I think. Interesting tidbit, but one of the things they position themselves on, right? So they pit themselves against another one so that there's some neat camaraderie and competition right there. So when you think about it, how does a firm obtain its position, they kind of have to take all those things into consideration, right? What determines positioning? Positioning is determined by the marketing mix. Remember our 4 Ps, the product, the price, the place, and the promotion. Positioning via perceptual maps. Perceptual maps show graphical depictions of how the brands and their competitors are perceived in the minds of the customers. Brands close together are seen as similar, right? Brands farther apart are viewed as different. So if we go back to our college scenarios, a local, let's say San Antonio Community College versus Baylor, SMU, or TCU, we might see Baylor, SMU, and TCU as brands that are close together or similar, right? Baylor, Baptist University, SMU, Southern Methodist University, and TCU, Texas Christian University, right? Private universities, all a little higher up there in the echelons as far as the perception. And then there's San Antonio Community College. Do you get higher education at both? Yes. Is one cheaper? Yes. I would go with that one, especially if the quality is the same. So perceptual maps show graphical depictions of how the brands and their competitors are perceived in the minds of the customers. So position question number 1. What brands are most interchangeable, right? Which brand competes more with Timex? So when we look at the brands that are most interchangeable out of, let's say, Seiko, Timex, Rolex, and Swatch, right? Don't laugh. What brands compete more with Timex? Well, Timex is kind of middle of the road as far as the reliability and the popularity. That's a tough one. I would argue that they're biting at some of the heels of the lower end Seikos or the Citizens, and they're definitely going kind of toe to toe with the Swatch watch, right? Swatch used to be really trendy back in the late 80s, early 90s, or so I'm told. And they've really kind of grown up a little bit more and have always been a very reliable watch. Timex, however, kind of holds that spot. Rolex, I've never been able to afford one, so I've never really looked into it. I've had clients that have afforded them, and all I can say is, gosh, Rolex doesn't seem like they're competing with Timex, ever. So which brand or brand is attractive to segment 1, right? So we've got consumer segment 1, which is luxury, and consumer segment 2, which is kind of basic, right? So which brand is attractive to segment 1? Might be the Rolex, might be the Seikos, might be the Timex. Swatch? So what market opportunity exists, right? So when we think about it, could Swatch come out with a, Toyota has Lexus, Honda has Acura, Nissan has Infiniti. Could Swatch create its own Rolex high-level brand? Could Timex, right? So is this opportunity a reasonable offering, considering what they currently do? So that's position questioning questions number 1. Position questions number 2. How would you compare Rome versus Nassau, right? So we've got points of interest, and then we've got beaches, right? The firm implemented a promotional campaign highlighting how reasonably priced Maui is. Was it successful, right? Which segment offers an opportunity? So something to think about there. Are you looking for beaches or are you looking for points of interest? So when we think of Rome versus Nassau, Bahamas, and you want a really awesome beach, Rome doesn't hit my radar, right? So think about that. So questions number 3. A yoga studio is rated on various qualities and their importance. So some of the biggest importance is AM classes, because yogis want to get there first thing in the morning, get their Zen on, so they set the stage for the rest of their day, and they go about their business. The next biggest importance is the location, and after that is the staff. Weird, right? You would think the staff delivering the classes would be super important. So what quality is most important? The AM classes. What is the studio doing well or not well? All their classes are 5 p.m. or later, so they're failing, right? What thing would you invest in? Staff members that could get there at early hours, right? So how would you focus on that one? So let's take a look. Maps for competitive analysis. Competitive yoga studios are rated. However, the map is limited to 2 dimensions, and the 2 dimensions are low price versus high price and satisfaction with the number of morning classes. So price and satisfaction with the number of morning classes seem to be the biggest drivers here. So using a bar chart to show more than the 2 dimensions, we can see price, good location, staff, morning classes. Those are just maps. So when we say maps, we're talking graphs. Okay. Use previous figures 5.3 and 5.4 to answer the following questions. What do we, Studio One, do better than our competitors, or worse? So when we look at Yoga Studio One, their price is awesome. Yoga Studio 2, price is middle of the road. Yoga Studio 1, their location is not really good. Yoga Studio 2, location is really awesome. Staff, Yoga Studio 1 is killing it. Yoga Studio 2, yeah. Yoga Studio 1, almost no morning classes. Yoga Studio 2, almost all they do is morning classes, right? So what dimension should we consider improving first? If the customers already want morning classes and the quality of the staff is irrelevant, the first thing you probably want to do is master that morning class thing, right? So think about that for a second. What does Studio One do better than their competitors? If we look back at Studio 3 is equal in pricing, way better in location, terrible in staff, but they eclipse 1 and 2. Remember, we're Studio 1. They eclipse 1 and 2 with their morning classes. So it seems you can have terrible instructors, but as long as you have a plethora of morning classes based off of our analysis here, you're going to come out on top. But because we have almost no morning classes, we've got an amazing staff and we've got a massively competitive price. We should be doing more morning classes. So, the positioning matrix. Companies usually can't be great at everything due to limited resources. Can a firm realistically hold the lowest price and the highest quality position? Maybe. Can they do it for long? Probably not. Marketers need to determine the best position for the firm. Are you the low price masters? Or are you the high quality creators? Which one are you? If you claim to be able to appeal to everyone, it's like the old cliche. If you try to please everyone, you're going to upset someone, right? You're going to let everyone down at some point. Product quality by price. Low and high makes sense, right? So low quality, low price, basic stuff. High quality, high price, high-end stuff. Make sense? So overpriced and good value products don't make any sense. So high-priced products that are low quality don't get our attention. High-priced products that are high quality get our attention. But then when we think of high quality at low price, that really gets our attention. Does it make sense for the company? Is it profitable? That's the thing you should be asking. Promotion by distribution. Heavy, wide, and light exclusive makes sense, right? So distribution, exclusive, hard to get. Promotion, super heavy. So if it's hard to get and it's super heavy on the promotion, why would you do that? That's going to be nuts. So when we think about it, if you do heavy promotion and wide distribution, that makes sense, right? If you do under advertised and hard to get products, don't make any sense, right? So you've got a niche product which wasn't advertised. Okay, who will ever find you, right? So that doesn't make any sense. All 4 P's matrix. So we've got low price, high price for our 4 P's here. I'll have to delete that last part. Okay, all 4 P's matrix. So all 4 P combinations are possible. However, some are more optimal than others. Suboptimal matches, right? If low price need volume sales, thus eliminate low price and exclusive distribution, right? It's not going to make any sense. So you're going to have to look at your 4 P's matrix again and decide on the distribution. Is it exclusive, low quality, high quality? Distribution, is it wide, low quality, high quality? Is the promotion heavy, low price, high price? And is the promotion light, low price, high price, right? So when you think about it, if we've got low price, low quality, and exclusive distribution, that makes no sense. You're not going to make it. If you've got massive promotion, low price, low quality, that doesn't make any sense either. But then if you've got massive promotion, low price, high quality, but your distribution is exclusive, Yeah, think it through, right? If you have this amazing product and it solves the world's problems and it costs $2, but nobody knows about it, it's kind of dumb, right? You'll go bankrupt. So avoid those mistakes. Let's see, hard to sustain matches. So some of the hardest to sustain matches when we look at those matrices are high quality, wide distribution, and low price with massive promotion, right? So value positions are admirable but rare. It's hard to resist raising prices or lowering quality to eliminate the low price and high quality, right? Hard to sustain matches again. They're inactive non-strategies, thus eliminate light promo and wide distribution. We've sent these things out to every possible retail outlet in the market. Nobody knows about it. You're gonna lose it, right? Quality and price align. So optimal matches, high end and value. Makes sense, right? Suboptimal matches, overpriced, customers stop buying, firms drop price, increase quality, or leave the market. Good value, firms increase price or lower quality. So you've got to find the quality that your customers will tolerate and the maximum price they'll pay. That's what it means. So the least amount you can put into it for the highest amount of return, that's what we're after. Promotion and distribution align. Optimal matches, mass and niche, right? Suboptimal matches, hard to get. Why promote heavily if consumers can't find the product? Power Rangers, when they came out, they were everywhere. The product was in no store. And it was because they hadn't figured out how to do it, right? Under-advertised. If a brand has an exclusive image, why distribute it everywhere? Tiffany's has an exclusive image. Where do you buy it? Tiffany's, right? It's not a Walmart. It's not a Target. Optimal matches are low quality, low price, mass promotion, and you get massive money. Then you've got light promotion, exclusive distribution, and super high price. So high quality product, high price, light promo, exclusive channels. 16 combinations can be reduced down to 2. Mass, which is low quality product, low price, heavy promo, wide distribution. Toilet paper, right? Always comes to mind. High end, high quality product, high price, light promo, exclusive channels. Rolex watches. Both make a killing. Cool, right? Examples of brands in 4Ps matrix. Distribution wide, distribution exclusive. So let's go distribution wide, promotion heavy, low price. Visa, basic. High end, might be Google. High end, pricing, heavy promotion, quality basic, absolute. Interesting, right? We're still in the wide distribution, so high quality, high price, heavy promotion, Lexus. So in the real world, many brands occupy the natural matches. However, some brands appear in the suboptimal combinations, and you got to have good reasons for moving from natural matches, right? So exclusive distribution. If we think high price and basic quality, what comes to mind is Curves Gym, Curves for women. Do you remember it being out there? Right? Little bit higher quality. Distribution seems ever so slightly exclusive, but the price seems lower. Gold's Gym. So opposites there. So lots to go on these aspects. At the end of the day, Visa is one of the basics that is everywhere. They're a debit card for everybody, usually one of the easiest credit cards to get. They are in the mass area. In the high-end area, we're looking at like 4 Seasons, right? So optimal matches aligned with gurus. The two extremes in the matrix are consistent with management gurus. Tracy and Viersima? Delete that last part. So optimal matches aligned with gurus. The two extremes in the matrix are consistent with management gurus. Tracy and Viersima, operational excellence, Southwest. Product leadership, Apple. Customer intimacy, Amazon. Michael Porter, keeping costs down and prices competitive, leading by differentiation, niche positioning. Writing a positioning statement. Positioning statement succinctly communicates parameters of a position. Consider your target market, your unique selling proposition, USP, right? If a real attribute difference does not exist, create a perceived image difference. Basically, for customers who want target, our brand is the best at USP, unique selling proposition. Answer the following questions. Who are you trying to persuade? Who are you competing with? Who are your competitors? What is your major product category? NAICS, right? How are you better? What makes you unique? What are your points of difference? Do you have any benefit that dominates competitors? Make sure your statement is succinct. Prioritize your brand benefits and choose the most important, compelling differentiator. Think about what benefits the customer. What does the customer get? We make the most money on this product. That's not how you want to do it, right? You spend the least amount and it lasts the longest amount of time. You might have a lot of customers' attention there. Examples, Walmart, save money, live better. Easy, right? Porsche, engineered for magic every day. Pretty cool. So discussion question number 3, write a personal positioning statement to use when speaking to future employers. Positioning yourself, targeting a future employer, or the committee that will interview you for the next promotion, right? Positioning is important. This is our managerial recap here. Positioning is seen through the eyes of the customer. Perceptual maps help facilitate an understanding of position. Positioning is achieved via the marketing mix. The positioning matrix demonstrates that certain marketing mix combinations are more optimal than others. Positioning statements guide marketing strategies and tactical actions. They should indicate the target, a competitive frame of reference, and a competitive advantage or unique selling proposition, that USP. Folks, that's all we've got for Chapter 5. That's all we've got for Chapter 5. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.